What's up, guys? I'm Dwayne, and I am Black Board Gaming, where I teach you about all these great board games that are out there, waiting to be played by you and yours.
I'm a simple man, don't wanna complicate ya.
Today, I want to welcome you to another episode in a series that I call Mechanically Inclined, where I try to teach you about these different board game terms and board game mechanics in the hopes that it will better prepare you to select and enjoy the next board game that you play with your family. So, what are we going to talk about today? Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite board game mechanics, and that mechanic is called engine building. So, what is engine building? Are we building an actual engine? Not in the way that you're thinking. So, engine building in a board game is pretty much when at the beginning of the game, all the players have limited things they can do because they have limited resources or they just have basic cards in their hand. But as the game goes along, they start taking actions to get better cards or to make it where they can get more resources and use that to maximize their points in order to win the game. I think the best way I can really map it out for you is by giving you some examples of some board games. So some of these board games we've talked about before on this channel, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below if you want to learn how to play the game or see what we think about the game. So the first game I want to talk about is a great starter game that we both love, me and my wife love rather, and that game is called Splendor. So in Splendor, you're trying to be the first to get 15 points. Now, in order to get those points, you have to buy like certain level 2 cars or level 3 cars because they have point values. The thing is, these cars usually cost like 15, 16 gems. At the beginning of the game, all you have to work with is gem tokens, and you can only hold up to 10 gem tokens at the beginning of the game. So how are you going to buy this level 3 card that's cost 15 gems and you can only have up to 10 gem tokens? Well, the thing is, you can buy the cheaper gem cards. And those gem cards count as discounts when you build other cards. So let's say later on in the game, you want to buy this level 3 card and it has a cost of 4 diamonds in the cost. So the thing is, at this time, you done bought 3 diamond gem cards and they count as discounts. So instead of you having to pay 4 diamond tokens, you only got to pay 1 because you got a discount of 3. Guess what? You done built yourself a nice little engine. So another example is a game that we've talked about before, and that game is called Gizmos. Now in Gizmos, the players are participants in a science fair. And at the beginning of the game, all the players have is a desk. They can only take one action. It's a desk. The thing is, later on in the game, when you start building up your science project, now when you take that action, another action will pop off. And then another action will pop off. Then another action will pop off. So now it has a cascading effect, and it's all to your benefit because it's helping you get more stuff that you can build up more stuff for your science project in order to score points. Guess what? You done built yourself a nice little engine. Another game that me and my wife both love is a game called Wingspan. So in Wingspan, you're trying to attract birds to your aviary. The thing is, you got limited resources. You use food to attract them to your aviary, and you're trying to lay eggs or whatever, but at the beginning, your aviary is basically empty. So when you take the lay the egg action, you can only lay one egg. Or you grab food from the bird feeder, you can only grab one piece of food. Later on in the game, though, you've attracted some birds to your aviary. So now when you take an action like gather some food, now the birds that's in that particular habitat will start, they have an ability that will pop off. So let's say this one bird says you can take wheat from the supply and cache it to his bird, and that's going to be worth a point in the game. Then another bird said, hey, you can lay an egg on another bird in your aviary, and eggs are 1 point worth a point at the end of the game. And guess what? You done built yourself a nice little engine. So another game that I have not played with my wife yet, but I played a few times. And that game is called Fantastic Factories. So in Fantastic Factories, you're chucking dice and then you're placing that dice in order to gain like energy or metal or more cards and stuff like that. Thing is, at the beginning of the game, you only got one place you can place this dice. And that's not going to get you a lot of stuff. But as the game goes along, you start using the metal and energy in order to build buildings. So you're building up this nice little network in front of you, these buildings, and you could place dice on certain buildings that will maximize the resources. So as opposed to you only be able to get one piece of metal, now you can get three based on the pips on that dice. And guess what? You done built yourself a nice little engine. Another type of engine building game is deck building. Now, you'll see this in games like deck building games like Marvel Legendary, Clank. There's Dominion, which is considered the granddaddy of deck builders. And at the beginning of the game, you start with basic cards. And most of the time, all the players start with the same cards. Thing is, as the game goes along, you are able to purchase cards and put them into your deck. Now it's making your deck more powerful. Now you can do more stuff with your deck. Guess what? You done turned your deck into a nice engine. So that is pretty much what engine building is all about. And I love engine building because you're always building something, you know. And it doesn't have to be like you're building one thing. Like one time you play, you build this particular engine. And then the next time you play, you can build a different engine. So there's variability in an engine building game. And that's what I really like about engine building. Because one, you're always building something. And it's just fun. You know, so I hope this really got the point across exactly what engine building is when it pertains to a board game. If you like the contents of this video, feel free to hit the like button, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and let me know in the comments, what are your favorite engine building games? I definitely would like to know. You know, I know what my favorites are. I'm Dwayne. I am Blackboard Gaming, and I will see you next time.